Welcome to Hobbies and Happenings, the weekly hobby vlog and news show where I show you what I did last week and tell you what's happening in the next one. Let's go! All right, folks. So what I've done here in the last week and a half, we had the Christmas holiday and New Year's came up here. So I didn't get a ton done, but I did get, one more Halo Flashpoint mini done here. This nice little Spartan. But we'll keep going with my same Minnesota Vikings color scheme. Yeah. So we got one more off the pile for these guys. The second thing that I did is I've started playing a lot more Marvel Crisis Protocol lately, and I've been unhappy with some of my older paint jobs. So what I've been doing is going back through and repainting some of my older stuff. So Hulk was one of the first models that I ever painted for Marvel Crisis Protocol about 2.5 years ago. So he needed an update and refresh very badly. So I went with a high contrast look, so I was trying to get really, really dark shadows, really, really bright highlights on him. Really, pop out some of the muscles there. I'm also starting to redo some of my basing materials here. So I'm adding like newspapers and some leaves, etc., etc. And, brightening up some of the spots here just to make it look a little more worn concrete type thing. And it brightens up the whole base too. So you'll see that on all of my models going forward now. So I also, once again, so I'm playing Defenders, so I'm just repainting all my Defenders at the moment. But, so yeah, I repainted this Ghost Rider. It was kind of the same issues. Like I had a lot of matte varnishing that dulled down these models quite a bit. So they needed a little help. Just adding the newspaper and the little leaves here as well. Yeah, there's Ghost Rider. And since I am playing Defenders, needed to repaint my leader the most because he suffered the most from the effects of the matte varnish that messed it up. So yeah, try to go a little bit more brighter tones here. Make him pop a little bit more. After all, he is our leader. Yeah. So there's the Marvel Crisis Protocol repaints that I've had over the last week and a half or so. And then, wanted to get a little bit ahead on the new releases here for Devin. So we got Elsa Bloodstone. This is a 3D print, but it's a really nice one, really nice quality. Yeah, so there's Elsa Bloodstone and her box mate, which is Man-Thing. And instead of like a New York street style base, I went with like a swamp and added a little bit of, puddle effects and things like that to make it more swampy. Yeah. So that's all the MCP out of the way. Now we move on to the first model of 2025. This is a Tau Farseer that I've done for a client. Yeah. And the second model of 2025 is this little Tau Vespid. Pretty much in the same scheme. He has a lot of like a bubblegum pink scheme. So, it's the first time I ever painted a bubblegum pink gun. But honestly, it looks pretty cool. So we may see more of that in the future. but we'll see. And that is the hobbies. On to the news. On to the news. So up for pre-orders this week, we have, for Age of Sigmar, we have the new Orc War Clans, Battle Tome, Spearhead, Faction, Terrain, and Manifestations. We also have the new Path to Glory Ravaged Coast, which includes 12 new missions, 10 paths for heroes, and rules for forging Emberstone weapons. On January 17th, Pokemon Prismatic Evolutions releases. And on January 24th, we have Magic the Gathering Innistrad Remastered. On to the events. On Saturday, January 11th, we have a Warhammer 40k Combat Patrol tournament. For those looking to play an Age of Sigmar Path to Glory event, it's been pushed back due to the release of the new book. So it is now going to be January 27th through May 19th. On Friday, January 17th, we have the Innistrad Remastered Preview event. On Saturday, January 18th, we have the Marvel Crisis Protocol Tussle at Paradox, hosted by me. On Friday, January 31st, we have a Flesh and Blood pre-release. And on Saturday, January 25th, we have a Warhammer Age of Sigmar 2,000 point event. And that's the news. Thanks for coming. We will be back next Saturday with another Hobbies and Happenings. For more information, feel free to join our Discord and keep the conversation going. And to purchase anything that we discussed about today, links will be in the description. And until next time, keep on gaming.